Hello and welcome to Ageless Rock. Let's put on our megalithic lens and see things from a megalithic perspective. Today, we are going to check out the famous Abuna Yemata rock cut church in Ethiopia. It is located in Hausen district of Tigray region in Ethiopia. Abu Yemata rock cut church is located at the very north part of Ethiopia. Judaism and paganism was already practiced in Ethiopia before Christianity set foot. Christianity found its way from Israel to Ethiopia in the 4th century. King Azana converted to Christianity and declared it a state religion. The Aksumite kingdom became the world's first Christian empire. There are hundreds of rock-cut churches in Ethiopia, and Tigray region has approximately 150 of them. Abu Yemata is by far the most famous of all. If you are a big fan of high-altitude rock-hewn churches, then Tigray region is for you. Abu Yemata rock-cut church is an amazing cavity inside sandstone bedrock, situated approximately 2,600 meters above sea level. The dreadful terrain itself is a reminder to all those who would like to give it a try to stay fit first before booking your flight ticket. These pinnacles carved out by Mother Nature over millions of years have finally been made useful by Christians who would like to use them as a place of worship. But it is not at the bottom of this very eroded bedrock that attracted the ancient Ethiopians. It is absolutely strange to me that it is this perilous climb to the top with about 300 meters or nearly 1,000 feet drop that attracted ancient Ethiopian Christians. It is so strange that I doubt it was ever created by humans in the first place. Humans came along and began using existing megalithic sites is very common around the world. Smaller stones were used randomly to cover smaller holes and gaps is a clue to human intervention of megalithic sites just like those in Machu Picchu in Peru. After about 45 minutes of using all your four limbs precariously heading towards the sky, you will be rewarded with a magnificent and awe-inspiring interior believed to have been created by Father Yemata in the 5th century. The only thing I see possibly human are the paintings on the walls and ceiling. Until today, we do not know how this cavity got here. It is only a belief based on oral tradition or mainstream archaeology or history that Father Yemata chiseled a big hole so that he can live like a hermit closer to God. Christianity teaches that God is everywhere and lives in your heart. If he wanted to be closer to God physically, he could have built a wooden hut on top of the pinnacle. If this church was built for all Christians, then we have to assume that God wants only those who are fit to go to church. He also excluded those who are afraid of height, known as acrophobia, from going to this church. Those who wants to go to church on Sunday for 10 o'clock service must be at the base by 9:15 a.m. It is believed that Abba Yemata wanted to be so secluded and away from a busy village that he chose the perfect location where accessibility is only for the brave and adventurous. A fatal slip is your one-way ticket to heaven. Is never a good choice of location, no matter how much you want to praise the ancient Ethiopians. This rock-cut church is the most inaccessible church in the world, but it boasts zero fatality and continues to use flimsy, dried-up woods for bridge, doors, and windows. The panoramic view and the sky-high curiosity make people want to see what ancient Ethiopians did just to worship God. Whether this church has been around for 1,500 years remains debatable. The wooden window surrounded by smaller stones is the biggest clue that later inhabitants inherited this cavity and turned it into a church, just like the Incas in Peru added new stones to existing megalithic sites to make them usable. The local tradition that says Father Yemata, who was a saint, single-handedly carved these monuments because he was a carpenter and a blacksmith. But if he carved this cave single-handedly, he wouldn't have time to spread Christianity. This narrative is legendary and almost mythical in nature. He would have been up and down this sandstone pinnacle pretty much his entire life. If Abba Yemata was busy spreading Christianity throughout Ethiopia, he wouldn't need this cavity in the bedrock 300 meters above ground level anyway. So there is another version that says this church was dedicated to Abba Yemata, which sounds more logical, where a lot of Ethiopians wake up early in the morning to hew this bedrock over a long period of time. Abba Yemata is one of the 9 saints who helped spread Christianity in Ethiopia in 5th century. The 9 saints were believed to have been from Rome, Turkey and Syria. Abba Yemata is believed to be from Syria, but he is not depicted on the ceiling because these are 9 of the 12 apostles. The other 3 is on the wall. This site boasts of a unique Bible service because the Bible is actually goat-skin Bible made several centuries ago. The oil painting was done using oil from animals. Color pigments came from plants, flowers, and animal blood. The biblical story covers the walls and ceilings. The interior has a music room, a Holy Communion room, and a room with a replica of the Ark of the Covenant because some believe the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia. The story of how the Ark of the Covenant ended up in Ethiopia is a fascinating story you can read on your own. This extremely risky journey to the top seems to be safe enough to have women carrying babies on the back all the way to the top just to be baptized as a baby. I find this to be an amazing event in our human history that we are willing to do extremely risky things for a God who wants to keep us safe. On the way up, there is a cave with human remains. They are bones of previous priests who died serving God. This is a typical human nature where we just make use of what is already there. I don't think a hole was chiseled out of the bedrock halfway to the top so that bones of priests can be displayed in full view of anyone who passes by. Humans bury humans in existing megalithic holes already created by the unknown megalithic builders is a common thing. You can find that in Kalimbang Bori in Toraja of Indonesia. Torajans bury the dead in a rectangular hole in the bedrock because it is already there. If it was carved out by chisels, there will be chisel marks all over the cave. I will not be surprised the unknown megalithic builders were man-eaters and these were their lunch. Humans came along and started using them as tombs. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation on Abuna Yemata rock cut church in Ethiopia. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day. This is Berniong signing out. Dehe Nahun.